Hi everyone, welcome to Cupboard Creations. My name is Gareth, this is my little corner of the internet for playing with my food. Today I'm going to take you through another gnocchi dish. So I do love my Italian food, and this one's a cracker. So this is my pear and gorgonzola gnocchi. It's got a couple of little extras in there. We're putting in a bit of pancetta and some red onion. Matches with that pear and gorgonzola so well. So let's get cracking with this. Really simple dish to do. First thing you want, a red onion. And we're just going to simply chop this. So here we go, you've got your nice half an onion. Just chop the ends off, little root and tip. Cut that sideways. Crisscross it. And there you go. Okay, so now you've got your onions in there. About 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We'll just give that over the top. A bit of salt and pepper. Just get the seasoning in nice and early. Okay, give those a bit of a toss around. Don't worry if they fall apart a bit, not a problem with this. They're going to break apart in the oven anyway, so all good. Now we're just going to take them over the oven, whack them in. Okay, so your oven is set at 190 degrees. You're just going to whack that tray with those onions straight in there. We're going to cook them for about 15 minutes. While we're doing that, we can pop up and start doing the rest of the ingredients. Right, so while those onions are doing, you've got plenty of time, 15 minutes, more than you're going to need for this. We can get cracking, we can get these bits done and ready. So first things you're going to need, pears. Now, pear and gorgonzola, don't ask me why, it's just a thing that goes so well. You've got these sweet pears, that kind of salty, strong kind of flavour from the gorgonzola. Just goes so well together. So you want to use conference pears here, or any kind of sweet pear you can get. If they're not sweet enough, you just won't get that kind of matching of the flavour. You know, everything will kind of lean on the salty side. So grab your pears. You just want to cut them into little quarters. Core them. Just slide your knife through and cut that core out. Just a little bit too woody for this. And from there, just want to slice them, probably again in half, and then in half again. Nice little chunks like that. Okay, so that's the pears already. Just a bit of garlic now. So you want 2 cloves of garlic for this. And we're just going to chop these up really small. Okay, so pear, garlic done. Last thing we need to chop up is our pancetta or bacon. Either way will work. I'm just using the pancetta because it's slightly milder flavour or slightly milder cure to it. So it doesn't kind of punch you in the face quite as hard as a smoked bacon will. Still using smoked stuff because I just love that little flavour that runs through it. So if you can get into the packet, you want 6 rashers of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And quite simply, just whack them down, chop them into nice little sort of 1 centimetre thick bits. That's it. You can be super rough with it. There's no way. It's a really kind of rustic meal. It's quite, for me, it's quite an exciting meal. We were in Rome many years ago, and we just went to this great little restaurant which had this wonderful pear and gorgonzola pizza. At the same time I was having this kind of gnocchi with pancetta and sauce. Absolutely beautiful. One of the best meals we've probably ever had. Remember it forever. And she just asked for her birthday the other week, can you do me a gnocchi dish? And I thought, well, let's kind of bring those elements of what we had in Rome to try and make something really nice. And it's an absolute cracker. I think you get that once you've got that kind of love of a place or a memory, and you try and bring that into the food, for you it's gonna taste fabulous. So that's all ready. Once you've got the onions done, we'll just pop over there, whack it all back in the roasting tin. So I'll wait on those and I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so my onions have now been in there for the 15 minutes. I'm just going to pop those out. And that's great. It just started to caramelise. You've got like these little edges, like blackened edges to it. Absolutely great. It's exactly what we're looking for. Give them a bit of a stir around. All breaking up a bit, that's perfect. And then it's a case of just grabbing the ingredients you cut and chucking them in. So just evenly, or as evenly as we can, just go and throw them in there. Get the garlic over the top. And then the bacon. Pancetta. So there we go. All nicely mixed in. And every so often we might give it a turn over while we're cooking. Okay, so we're just going to pop that straight back in, same temperature, 190. There we go. And that's going to sit in there for another 20 minutes. Probably about 10 minutes before the end, we'll just come up, we'll start putting that gnocchi together. So it's all ready to come together right at the end. So, catch you in a bit. Okay, so 10 minutes later, ready to start our gnocchi. Just want to give that stuff that's in the oven a bit of a look, make sure it's all still alright. Which it is. So yeah, that pancetta is starting to kind of cook, starting to crisp a little. There we go. Lovely little mix of flavours there. You'd be surprised how well that pear holds up. Great little ingredient to cook with. Okay, so that can now just go straight back in the oven, keeping it same temperature. And that'll have another 10 minutes. So what that's doing, we can turn our attention to the gnocchi. So I've got myself a pan of boiling water here. Let's move it to the front. Okay. Like so. And then you want your gnocchi. So you've got 500 grams of gnocchi here. Just in the supermarket, kind of pre-done one. You always want to give this a little boil first because it cooks so fast. It could be done in like a minute or two. So we're just going to pour those in there, trying not to get soaked with boiling water. Success. We'll just put a lid on those and watch them for a minute or two. So keep having a little peek. When they start floating to the top, they're done. Okay, so there we go. Number two, gnocchi's now floating to the top. And I know that's done. Great, so now what we're going to do, take that, drain it off. Here we go. So we're just going to sit that at the back, just let that steam for a second, or heat up a frying pan. Now you can use gnocchi as is. In a lot of recipes, you'll just put the gnocchi straight in the sauce now, job done. I love the texture you get from frying it off a bit. Just kind of get this crispy outer shell to it. Really changes everything. I think goes so much better. So to do that, we're just going to bring this up to temperature. Okay, so that's nice and up to temperature. I can feel that, and those have kind of drained off, steamed off a lot of that liquid. So just going to put a tablespoon of olive oil in there, maybe two. Now we can grab our gnocchi and chuck it in. Okay, and we'll keep that on a relatively high heat, so sort of medium to high. And we're just going to kind of crisp up the outside, so you'll see them start to kind of go a bit drier. You get this lovely golden brown colour to the outside of the gnocchi. That's great. So they've got like a nice little kind of golden crust to them now. You don't have to make sure everyone's turned over and is perfect on both sides. Life is far too short for that. So we can turn that off now, and those will stay warm for as long as we need. So we just shove them at the back. Find yourself your oven mitts. Over there for some reason, don't know why. And then with any luck, this is just right. So that's had another 10 minutes. You've had 20 minutes in total. That pancetta's crisped up. Pears have still got a bit of kind of bite to them. Gonna be lovely. Okay, so the last thing to go in, which is gonna bring this together and kind of create a sauce, but not so much a sauce as you'd think. So you've not got this huge creamy mess all over it. It's just going to stick to the gnocchi so well. We're going to use the Gorgonzola. So you're going to want 100 grams of Gorgonzola here. And you're going to want 50 more left over, which will crumble on over the top once it's done. So, quite simply, grab a giant wedge of this soft blue cheese and just crumble it, get messy, properly messy. Just evenly chuck that all over the top. Here we go. Let's just kind of spread that out evenly over the top. Starting to melt already. Okay, so all that's going to take now, 2 minutes, back in the oven, and that Gorgonzola will melt down, mingle with all those other flavours. Absolutely awesome. Right, we are pretty much there. Oh, hello. Yes. So that Gorgonzola has melted right down. There you go. It's an unconventional sauce, but it is a sauce. Okay, so what we got to do now, decide which one you want to mix it in. I'd go with the pan because it's a lot easier to get those in there than it is to get those in there. So we can just tip those in, give them a good old mix around. And you'll see strings of cheese just kind of sticking to the outside of that gnocchi. Absolutely awesome. So there we have it. Now time to plate up. So what we're going to do is just going to grab a good portion of this. That'll do me. And then you just want to crumble a little bit more of that Gorgonzola on top. Totally optional this bit. But I just love getting these tiny little lumps through it. So there we go. Beautiful, beautiful flavours in there. So there we have it. My Pear and Gorgonzola gnocchi, pancetta and red onion. Really kind of, I think of it as an adult meal, but it just brings back, for me, so many memories of some wonderful times. And hopefully for you, it brings a few memories of an awesome guy on the internet that showed you how to cook it. So I hope you give it a go. I hope you enjoy it. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers.